Well, one of the greatest principles of the American legal system is that you are innocent until proven guilty. And that's one of the basic principles that's at stake with this decision. We need to have a justice system that treats people equally as much as we are able. And one thing we know, and there have been studies about this right here in Baltimore, is that having counsel at that first moment of bail determination is critical. When you are represented by counsel, you are more than twice as likely to be released on your own recognizance. That means folks that can afford a lawyer that are represented by counsel are going to be able to go to work. They're going to be able to take care of their kids. They're going to be able to get on with their lives, whereas folks who aren't represented by counsel are going to be stuck there longer, much more likely. I think it was a 4-3 decision. It's been a difficult one. The state has got to put resources behind it. But this is civil rights. We've got to treat people fairly, and there's absolutely no justification. Even if it's more expensive, we have got to make sure that we give folks the right to counsel, because the ability to pay a lawyer shouldn't be a determiner on whether you stay in jail or not.
Thank you. Delegate Cardin.
Thank you, Ben. I think it was a good decision by the Court of Appeals. There was a clear violation of due process for the state to lock somebody up at a bail hearing without adequate counsel that he was able to bring himself. As a criminal defense attorney, I see this every day, and I know how important bail hearings are in the pursuit of justice. To ensure the right decision is made, we need to make sure that both the state and the defendant has adequate representation at every single legal proceeding. This protects all of us, and it ensures the respect for the criminal justice system and for the rule of law, both of which are unique to our great nation, the United States of America. As AG, I will support the full funding of the Office of the Public Defender so they can handle these new responsibilities that they've been given. I will also conduct training programs for all lawyers so that we will all be able to effectively represent all of our clients at bail hearings.
Thank you, sir. Delegate Braveboy.
Thank you. You know, whenever someone's liberty is at stake in our criminal justice system, they must have the ability to seek and have representation. And that's what can happen at a bail hearing. Their liberty could be at stake. And so as the Attorney General, you know, one of the greatest things you can do is really be that voice that recruits attorneys all across the state of Maryland to provide pro bono legal services to individuals who are faced with criminal charges. And I understand and I support full funding of the Public Defender's Office. But again, we have a lot of people who get arrested for low-level crimes. And so there are a lot of people who are going through that bail review. And our Public Defender's Office is overworked and underpaid. And so we will provide them resources, but we also need, as a legal profession, to support each other. And that means that a lot of private sector attorneys who want to have pro bono hours, our office will train you in order to represent individuals at those bail hearings. And so that is extremely important for us as a legal profession to step up to the plate and get the job done for the people of the state of Maryland.
Thank you. Senator Frosh.
Thank you. Well, look, the Attorney General doesn't have statutory authority to ensure that everybody has counsel, but the AG certainly has the moral authority to help bring that about. And I've worked hard on these issues in the General Assembly. I was the sponsor of legislation that increased the funding for indigent individuals in civil cases, and my work has been honored by the Maryland Legal Services Corporation for that. And in the wake of the first Richmond versus DeWolf decision, I sponsored legislation that expanded the rights of criminal defendants to have representation when their liberty is at stake. I also, in that legislation, tried to deal holistically with the problem, tried to reduce the instances in which people are arrested and sent to jail in the first place for minor crimes. And as Attorney General, I would continue both those fights. Expand the representation for people who, though their case may be civil, are in danger of losing important rights, and ensure that every single person whose liberty is at stake gets a lawyer and gets criminal defense.